Okay, welcome. How y'all doing? This is your boy Jazz Man. I'm here at the on the campus of Cuyahoga Community College, a place where my future began. And I'm just doing a little pre rehearsal to a meeting I'm having with some young brothers and sisters this coming Friday. And I wanted to make sure that kind of practice a little bit. Practice make perfect. I mean, sometimes I'm one of the people that go off the top of my head on some things, but certain things I definitely want to make sure I have key points pointed out. And one of the things that this is going to do is help team building. I have a very diverse um, team that's going to be coming together. So I want to make sure that we understand the principles of what New Legacy is, and understand that we are, you know, some of us may be used to certain things. It's like I was telling my friend, you're so used to being treated wrong that when someone tries to treat you right, it's kind of an abnormal thing. But when you start to work with other people who have ideas and may not come from where you come from, they may not see the same thing that you see, but their gift may further along the dreams and aspirations we may have. So we have to make sure we have diversity and inclusion uh, as well. So our five principles is making sure that we have community camaraderie, making sure that we understand that we are brothers and sisters connected through a spiritual being. Whether I don't know who we believe in and we pray to, but understanding that there's someone who's giving you your understanding and your natural knowledge, your innate gift, and we're working together because you may have something that I don't have, and then we put those things together, and vice versa. We put them things together, we can build something that's stronger than we think. Okay, and that's so camaraderie, making sure we understand the values of leadership, understanding that people may be want to be looking up to us and looking at us a different way and expecting us to be, um, you know, able to carry ourselves as leaders, okay, and role models and mentors. All right. Also, having that community engagement, being able to now go out and to communicate with the community members or the community leaders, and making sure that they understand our mission, our vision, and our goals, and making sure that we can work together in cohesion, seeing how we can be a benefit and an asset to them, as well as them being an asset to us as well, and also unifying ourselves. Being able to understand that we all share some of those same, let's just say we may come from a different neighborhood, but some of the things that may affect us, like the gas prices, we all are facing that together, you know what I'm saying? So some of the things that we may face in the city of Cleveland and surrounding suburbs, we all can relate to, and how can we find a healthy solution to those? Okay. And lastly but not least, again, community engagement, leadership, unity, camaraderie, and also diversity and inclusion. Those are our five basic um, principles that we live upon. Um, so this is going to be our introduction to our team building. This is going to be one of these what I call my training sessions for the executive members. So we must make sure we understand the officers and the administration that we need here at New Legacy. I used to call myself the chief executive officer. Yeah, that's a fancy title, but no, strategizing. So now I call myself the chief strategic officer because I, as a leader, have to strategize and find out which ways we can utilize the talents. Because some people, time we can't stop time, but we have to manage it better and make sure that we're able to utilize the talents and the skills of those who are with us, so that we can make sure that we get the best results, and also we don't waste no much time. Because then, because people have lives, and some of us still work jobs. We want to make sure that we are utilizing our time. All right. But our main thing is to educate, appreciate, and empower. Okay. When we say that, we mean we want to. Some people didn't realize how many people did not realize or were not educated on some of the things that's happening in their own community. You know, young man asked me the other day, well, I don't know what I don't know what dentist would take my insurance. Okay, well you could take the time out to call your insurance company, but wait a minute, I got some knowledge for you because I know some people with that same insurance. I was a case manager at one time. This is where you can go, and now they're informed, and now they're able to get out of their four walls. You know, because people get so trapped and so stuck in just that one area, they don't venture off and find out. See, I had to had to learn that the hard way. I used to drive everywhere. But God had to take my car so I can walk. I had to walk sometimes. So I had to see the beautification and also the opportunities in the communities that I serve. So, walking up St. Clair, Buckeye, Harvard, you know, I had to realize, when you say when you're traveling, you got to, you start out walking, then you don't get the bus, then you might get a car. But through my travels, I was able to see the beauty and the opportunities that lies in our own city. All right. So we're going to inform them of some of the some of the opportunities that's available to us. Okay, we have so many parks and recreations that can be utilized for something that's building uh, the self-esteem and the sense of belonging in our young folks. Okay, so we have to inform them that we can utilize this space. Okay, we're taxpayers and also and still doing it the way, showing you how it's done. Being able to have our youth counselors be able to now work with our leadership members, our leaders in the executive team to show them how they can be utilize some of these resources, how they can go ahead and get the permits and just little small things so they can have this stuff as young folks. Then they can use it later on in life in their business or just as if they come to college, they can utilize and know, they have the knowledge to be able to utilize those things. We also want to appreciate because some people have talents and some people work so hard and on their talent and their skills. We want to appreciate them for their gift. Okay, and we also want to empower them to utilize that gift to make some changes to speak through that gift. Okay, so some of the things that we look at in leadership when it comes to leadership and especially on our executive board is our conduct. Okay, not saying that we have to but there's an expectation. You know, like I said, I deal with people with the letters behind and in front of their name. So if you're talking about Jasmine Brown, or you're talking about you represent Jasmine Brown, hold on, wait a minute. They're expecting, they ain't telling you to be a robot. They're expecting a quality of person that's going to come in, get about their business, be about their business, and have that just to drive and stand up to those expectations of being a representative of the New Legacy Group LLC and what the standards we provide here at the top. Okay, so when we set the standard at the top, it trickles down to everybody that comes in after. Okay, making sure we understand the duties and responsibilities of each member. Then we got the CFO, which is making sure you understand you dealing with the money. You're dealing with fundraising, so we want to make sure there's accountability. There's someone there who's going to be making sure that the money is right, and we're not. You understand? Legal, ethical, and moral values must be in place with someone dealing with money. All right. Peter, our COO, the operating officer, you must know what's going on from the top to the bottom. Okay. Our program, our director of programs, you must know every program that we're putting out there. You must, the people that we're putting in place to teach those programs. You got to make sure that you know your job and your title. That's why we have a bylaw. Okay. So that we hold each other accountable. Now, I do want to make sure we understand that this is my company, but there is, and I'm going to say, no, I can't be fired, but I can be set down. There is a way that if I get out of line, if it's something, but you can't take the company. I'm like Victor Newman. No, you ain't gonna get. But we want to make sure that there is a checks and balance system to make sure that we are doing the things that we need to do, and we're addressing any issues internally so that they do not spill over externally. Okay. Um, Making sure that we understand what the company stands for, understanding the mission and the vision. We want to bring together all cultures and backgrounds. Now, yes, we are African American. Yes. The majority of our members, yes. But there's subcultures inside of those in the African American community. We have the LGBT community. We have those there's so many different subcultures inside those cultures that we got to make sure we be informed about ourselves so that we can go ahead and face and be able to understand the diversity that we all have. Okay, we got our cousins, the Spanish, well, I want to say the Hispanic community. We have a Caucasians. We have all those in one. We have a melting pot here. But we have to make sure that we understand that we have to serve. We have to be a servant to the people, no matter what. But we have to know ourselves first, so we can deal with them and understand we need those type of people to come in and show us what their issues are, so that we can be a solution, find a solution. Okay, and then like I said, we're not discriminating against anyone. We want the board to be, like I said, a diverse board, diverse leadership. But we definitely want to make sure we have some people here who can work in under diverse and understand what diversity is. Okay, and understand inclusion. Okay, um, and understand, like I said, the core values of what New Legacy stands for. But also, we have to explore concepts. Meaning, when we sit down in meetings, yes, I may have a plan of action that I may want to see, but I need others' opinions. I don't want any yes men or women on my board. I don't want nobody to always agree. I want somebody to no. Let's see what we can do. Because that's what we got to look at budgets. We got to look at how the cost efficiency. We got to make sure the people are in place. We don't want nobody just to tell me yes. Yeah, because when you start having yes people, then you have just it just does not turn out right. But when you have somebody who can share their opinion and stand firm on what they believe in, and also be able to meet what they call a consensus or um, try to meet in the middle. What's the word I'm looking for? We're trying to make sure we, what's the word? You know what I'm talking about. Trying to make sure we meet in the middle. Make sure that no one outweighs another. Um, you know, meeting compromise. You want to be able to compromise. Be able to know that my decision can't always stand, fully. But when we compromise, we end up getting better results because you know what? Your idea really did work, and make sure that we put the right people in place. Um, we want to make sure we explore those concepts so we can get a better turnout and results um, from everything that we do. I mean, I'm one person. Yes, I can bring out a few people, but if we work it out together and learn how we can be all inclusive in an event, being able to now pass on information. Like I said, when I say entertainment with a purpose, time run thinking. But being able to now, yes, we have, let's just say it's a fashion show, whatever the case may be. But they're getting community information about where they can go to get services, whether it's mental health, whether it's behavior, whether it's something for the youth, whether it's something for the elderly. We have a table set up for them to get information. Also, not only that, being able to now add them into the show, giving them an announcement or showing their and put them in the program, put them on our website, being able to work into, show that we can work and cross market the products and services. Okay, but we also got to motivate. We got to be key motivators in everything we do. Because things that motivate me are things like seeing um, these young sportsmen, I mean, these sportsmen and women, football, basketball, and they're talking like they're having their own programs to galvanize the youth. They're not just like the back in the day when prime time would come on, he had the jury on, but now we have these people who are speaking up about issues or certain things that we made, like LeBron James, having the schools built up to educate young people from the city of Athens. That's just something that really motivates me to see what we can do that right here. But also developing new leaders in different aspects. Because, like I said, sometimes when I look at my community, I'm like, hold on, that might be the next mayor right there. But yet, still, now instead of talking about them, let me see if I can help develop them and be that mentor to them. Because some of us don't have, some of our strong black men are not with us, or some of these young men don't understand the value of having a mentor or someone who really cares for them, or someone who can pull them by the coattail and say, hold on, let me get you into something that's more positive before you make choices that aren't. Like I said, one of my favorite songs is Children's Story by Slick Rick. The young man goes out, he's trying to find his sense of belonging. The young man comes along and he says, let's go over here and rob these ladies for their purses. But now when they go rob the person, the ladies for the purses, the friend runs off when they get caught by the DC undercover. Now he done went all through the substation. He done held a woman by, they shooting at him. They did all this. He just went into the stolen Nova. He got beat up. But at the end of the story, he's 17 years old, dead, living the wild man's dream. We're tired of seeing those stories. What can we do to prevent those stories from happening? Also displaying ourselves as the leaders, being out here in the community, make sure that we have a platform and programs to let them, uh, display their talents and their gifts. Having a support system, like I said, being able to sit with some brothers, like I say, the community leaders, and now it's strong. It's the Blaine Griffins. I can sit down with him and we can talk, and he give us some reasonable solutions, or some talk to us to show us that we are somebody in this community. We have to do our part to make a difference. So those things are very valuable. So now that's what I'm talking about, the youth councils and being able to now go into these high schools and shake hands with these young men and give them something that they can look forward to, but also in building their character, their professionalism, and being able to help them solve their problems. Those are the most important. You know, we all, you know what I'm saying, we all go through some ups and downs and changes and turnarounds. But some people, some of the best leaders are the ones who may have went through some of the worst times because they're trying to teach y'all not to go through the same things they went through. And like I said, I ain't perfect. I didn't have I made one mistake, but I owned up to it. I accepted my responsibility, but I also made the choice to make sure that I'm trying to get it corrected. You know what I'm saying? But that was because I I allowed myself to be in a situation that I didn't. I was being greedy, but I don't want nobody. Like I said, I ain't never been no prison and nothing like that. Thank God. But yet, still, the process of going through the system is not something that I would wish for any young man to go through. It's easy to get in trouble, but it's hard to get up out of it, especially when you don't have the funds to get you a regular lawyer. So these are some of the things that people don't want to teach or to touch on, but these are very important. These are very, very important things that we all need to speak up on. So some of the leadership conferences and some of the forums that we're going to have, some of the team summits that we're going to look forward to having, those are going to be some of the things that we address. Whew. Also, understanding the 5 P's, because prior planning prevents poor performance. Making sure we plan and have everything, what I say, dotting the I's and crossing the T's. You can say I want to have an event, but if you don't have, it's certain things. Like I said, I used to, oh my God, I used to want to, when I was younger, trying to throw an event, didn't have an MC, didn't have a DJ to go in there, and everybody showed up. I'm looking like who shot John and why? Because I didn't properly plan. Last year, I, started the company, started moving things in the company. I didn't properly show the young men about, hold on, wait a minute, we're not gonna put this website out until it's all complete. But now I don't, I didn't properly plan to show them that. So now I have to, that's me again. But now that I'm properly planning, we're preventing any mistakes, and I'm, like I said, getting it done the right way, and make sure that the main focus is to get the right people first. I'm putting people, friends, who are not qualified. See, people are talking to death. And a young man, he, like my brother, he talked to me about everything that he wanted to do and he could do. But when it came down to here, now this is this is your title and your duties and responsibilities. You have creative control after this. I need your plan. Couldn't produce the plan because they wasn't able to understand that they have to put their stank on it. That they have to know certain things. I can't. Maybe you're good as a promoter, but as a director of marketing, that's a big title. I need somebody who's gonna make sure that they know what we're talking about. They know what we need. You know. So don't I mean so my father always taught me don't trust the fast talker. because now you have to be qualified to be satisfied. So now that I have my business degree, I understand the marketing terms, I understand the cross marketing part of it, I understand the principles, but yet still I can do it all, but I can't do it all by myself. Okay. So making sure that we have the right people first. And I'm not saying they have to all have degrees, because some very talented people here who don't always have the degrees, but also being able to connect them with. If you want to learn about it, we have a whole college here. You can take a class on campus. You know, matter of fact, some of these classes are free on the web. But don't sit and act like you're qualified. Let's see. That won't disqualify you because you're not qualified. Let's see how we can get you to a point. Or let's put you with someone who can further you along in that process. But don't make us stagnant because we're depending on you. Each person has their own division that's going to make sure that the team comes together and be successful. So if your part is lacking, that means that we got to go over here and do your part, and that means we got to work like a team. We us. I need to do my part so that we can make sure that we are successful, so we can take care of us. All right. Next, it's like I said, put them in the right position, and everything else will follow. Like I said, you have to do the marketing director. Are we now? And you gave us the plan. You need promotion. Let's get some people on the committee to pass out flyers. Let's go get us a street team. Let's start going out here and working with other networks. We have, Cleveland State has a radio station. Why can't we go work with them? And we have our own podcast where we can get sponsorships and also spread the information. My thing is, I'm given the tools. I have all the tools you need. But now I need to, like I say, putting the right people in the right positions, and also, like I said, utilizing. I want to make sure that we have the weekly podcast where we're interviewing on the spot. We're going to talk to the community members so we can have an idea of what it is that they see. But you know, so there's some very very innovative things that's about to happen. That's already in place. I had to go out and step on faith, and what I used my podcast for at first was my therapy, pretty much getting people to draw in and showing people that it can be done. Now I got a little rhythm, a little flow. Now let me start off from the beginning with some people and bring it to life where now it's reaching more than just those few. The numbers are good, but it can be much better and reach a larger number of people. All right. But also the main thing on an executive team is keeping the lines of communication open, making sure the communication is key. I can't, if I'm a landlord, I can't fix the water pipes if they busted if you ain't let me know. So if something's not right or something's not done, communicate with us. It's not about being angry or mad. Yeah, I might be upset at one point, but how can we fix it? I ain't mad at you. I'm mad at the situation. I'm going to be even more upset if the situation gets out of hand. But communication is key. We have too many forms of technology. You can call me, you can Skype me, you can call me on Google Voice. You can. I don't care if your phone off. Guess what? You go to the library, call me on, send me a message, send me an email. But we all got to be in cohesion, working cohesion with the communication. All right? Because everything I'm gonna give you, I'm giving it to you because now I can sit here and say I didn't send emails out to every council person. I didn't send the email out to the mayor. I didn't send out so they know we're coming. So now we ain't got no time for playing no games. So when you get confirmed, I need everybody to be ready to hit the ground running. All right. Also, making sure that we know where you're going, and being able to know that if we know where we're going, others will follow. This orientation sheet can be, like I say, I outlined it where you can put your own word. I mean, as long as you're hitting the key points. But we got to make sure we're saying the same, pretty much giving the same lesson, because you might have a different story and you may relate to your different crowds differently. But as long as we're giving the same information and we know exactly where we're going, we want to make sure we're going forward and not backwards. All right. But also making sure that these key things, being honest and having integrity are the first and last always. I am a John F. Kennedy Eagle. The Eagle stands for integrity. I want to be upfront with you at every turn. There's one thing about it, my mother always tell me, you ain't a good liar. I know I tell her myself, but that's what I'm saying. But being upfront and honest, and also having the integrity, being able to do the right thing when no one's watching. Also, being and keeping things simple. I had a young man who wanted to give me, I mean, listen, you're supposed to be the administrative assistant. Look, I need an update. How many people did you call? But you want to tell me about the up around the mountain, who went over the jeepers and went. Now, hold on, wait a minute. Did you call Did you call this person? Okay, what did they say? Okay, what time did you call? Now you give me all that roundabout, and then now you're confusion and wasting time. So we want to make sure we keep it simple and make sure that you get the updates because, like I say again, time. A lot of things are time sensitive, and we don't want to waste it. We want to make sure we manage it better. Um, we want to act how and not what. Okay. Mm, what is we gonna do? That I don't want to hear that. How can we? How can I do? What? How can I be of assistance to you? How can I make your job a little easier? How can we get this done faster? You know what I'm saying? When you ask what, now you gotta explain more. No, no. Let me not. I don't need an explanation. Okay, okay. I understand your problem. Give me the problem. How can we make this a little better and find a solution? Okay. All right. Know who you are and what you believe in. Like I say, some things. Like I say, if I don't like cutting corners. I mean, I didn't have my fair share of cutting corners, and guess what? When you cut that corner, you it's not a pretty thing. You know what I'm saying? But know who you are. Like I said, again, not being a yes person, knowing that you have some dreams and aspirations too. The mission statement fits every one of the board members in there. It's not. This is yes. This is my baby, my vision, but it's also inclusive of all yours as well. Come on up in here. We're gonna work together. We're gonna stand together to advance our natural knowledge and make sure this thing is right. All right. We want to make sure we engage in it with each member. That's what I mean by the diversity and inclusion. Some people that you may not deal with these, certain cultures or whatever the case may be. But if you're on the board, I selected you or nominated you because I feel that you can overcome any obstacle or overcome any of those things that may be um, a hindrance to you or maybe different for you. But also remember that the reason I'm choosing because there's a gift and someone's given it has given you the chance or the opportunity. Now you have a chance to be a success doing what you want, love to do. And, I'm looking at sometimes look at my parents. They have so many talents, so many gifts that they spend so much time trying to, get the children together that they, worked hard and they didn't get a chance to live their dream. Okay. Also, if my thing I had to do is find a mentor. I had to find someone to mentor me. Like I said, when I was coming up, Ken Ferguson was definitely one of those business mentors who, made sure that I learned a lot from him. Like I said, through ups and downs, changes and turn around. He was definitely one of those people I looked to for information and also support. Like I said, my dad. Also, like I said, some of the college professors here on campus, Dr. Perry, he was definitely a great mentor. But being able to find these, I was also a part of the 100 Kennedy Men and the 100 Men. So these, those things about finding a mentor, you'll never know until you get one. No matter how old you are, you're gonna need someone to mentor you, or even at least ask for some advice. You know, one of my, like I say, Ronald Hubbard and Lincoln Hart. Those are my spirit, and Mr. Terrence Wilkerson. Those are people who I look to for spiritual mentoring. You see what I'm saying? So we all got, what I'm saying? Those things, children I mentor. I've young, matter of fact, our COO, Mr. Chris Davis, is one of those young men who's been mentored up to be a great leader as well. So we got to make sure we understand. We don't know, ask questions and find someone who can be a strength to us or be a help to us. Be one of the good guys and do the right things. but also blooming where you're planted. We have brothers and sisters coming from the north side, the east side, the west side, and the south side. I can do it all, but I can't do it all by myself. So we got to make sure we cover the bases and make sure that we have people in place that can make sure that our work get out and make sure that the work get done. It's just a lot. It may sound like a lot, but it's a little if we work together. This community college, I've seen so many things change over the years, but I've seen how people work together. I've seen, so many people pass through, but I've seen how now this new student center. It was in the works back in 2004. Now I see the vision come to light. Like, wow, this is totally something beautiful. But it's also, like I said again, seeing how they work together and plan properly to make this thing happen. And they made sure that the slogan "Where Futures Begin," they stood by it. But also, last but not least, make it better with quality, not just quality service, but quality people. Making it quality by not trying to use all the the most expensive, but make sure you stay within your means. Stay within your means. These next few words that I'm going to use are what we need from our leadership. We need people who have ambition, a burning desire, able to be rejected, criticized, and still believe in themselves. That's what true ambition is. We need people with a little attitude. Positive attitude brings positive results. Like I said, positive energy brings positive results. Make sure we have the communication, listen, understand the directions, and provide action. I had to be, like I said, when you go into these boardrooms and meeting with people, be fast to listen. Slow to speak, but fast to listen. Also, having the confidence, feel good about yourself, give energy and personality. You have that charisma. When I walk into a room, hey, how you doing? I walked into one of the special services office, and they all came out at one time. And I said, oh, hey, how y'all doing? But the energy I left with them, they would always remember who Jasmine Brown is. Um, Criticism, understanding that critics can be candid, brutally honest, and not always tactful. But did you get the message out of that criticism? You got some people that but they're gonna tell you straight forward and from the hip, and I like that. I don't want nobody giving me no run around or I got to figure out. I got to put some of them. Some people can, but I like candid conversation. You know, and I learned that I said from the advisors back in those days. Also having energy. You know what I'm saying? Um, I learned some like say some of my best some of the professors I used to have. They was like the clear eye guy with dry, clear eyes. And it wasn't really exciting to me. It didn't really, but when you had them professors like, that really, ooh, and showed you and put that bam, that's, ooh, and you're like, oh, yeah, that's what the energy we're looking for. Also, having flexibility, being cooperative and professional. Also, being independent. That is most important because sometimes we spend so much time being dependent that we don't know how to be independent. Mm, strong, right? Also, understanding that you're gonna, this is going, we're gonna get this. And it was one of the hardest things I had to face, the jealousy. People, whether it's going to be family, your friends, and others, will envy you for not walking into your calling or doing the things that you are, living your dream. That's one of the hardest things that I had to face. Family looking at me like, oh, wait a minute, you think you're better? No, I'm not better. I just got stronger. And it's a hard thing. I mean, I shed many tears for that one, but some people ain't going to share your dream. Some people ain't gonna see the dream that you have. But you gotta keep on going. One of the things we gotta make sure we have in this thing, and I remember when I was young, I used to spend money on things. I used to walk around Lee Harvard in 90-degree weather with a mink coat on. But making sure we have the money management skills. Again, making sure that we have the things that we need so that we can get the things that we want. All right. There is no right or wrong answer, but the wisest answer would be to invest and or save. That's why financial responsibility, working with some of the financial institutions, would definitely be something that we all gonna pay attention to. Like I said, I ain't trying to, I'm not counting your pockets, but Legacy's pockets, I got to make sure every dime is used for the upbuilding of this company and all the divisions that we look to have. Also, we have to make sure we have patience. Okay, success doesn't come overnight. Don't give up so soon. I had some brothers, oh, they want the money. Okay, well, fast money. You want fast money? Go over to the casino because we ain't gambling here. That's what makes when you go get the fast money. And all fast money ain't good money. Okay, I want to be able to when I get that money, I can appreciate it more. Okay. Also, being able to make sure you have organization, organizing, planning ahead details are crucial. I'm very much one of the people who have an attention to detail. Okay. Especially if I'm living in the area, I got to go. I need to know everything that's going on around me, so I know, be aware of my surroundings. Okay. Because not only that, it's about safety, security. Okay. It's about safety. I want to feel safe mentally, physically, and spiritually. So let me make sure I know what's going on around me. Okay. Also, perception. How people look at you, and stereotypes. I went to pass out I'm wearing some jeans today. I usually dress up, but just the stereotype is what is he looking for? But when I said yes, my name is Jasmine T. Brown. I'm the CSO of New Legacy Group. The perception was he's just another person who comes in the knit. No, I'm coming with some substance. So don't judge or be part of the stereotype because they're gonna put us in put some people in the box. See, people say, when you say CSO or CEO, they think you're a millionaire or rich. Wait a minute, brother. I'm starting from the grassroots area. So if you rob me, you're just going to be practicing. I got a couple dollars, but them dollars ain't going to help you. So I can teach you, you're going to rob? No, don't rob me. don't rob. But like I said, perception. You want to make sure that you're not, I used to, like I say, the main coach and stuff in the summertime, the perception was, he's rich or he has this, or I'm setting myself up for certain things. But when you put the perception of being a strong leader and can speak on some issues, now you're out of, take yourself out of that box. I tell people all the time, don't put no labels on me because I ain't no box. I ain't ready to be shipped. Okay. Um, also, perseverance. Don't give up. 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 You want me to, like I said, I used to sell ACN and do all the sales with DirecTV. I had so many no's, but when I got my first yes, I can do anything. Now, so that brought on to be a success for me in those areas of sales. You know, being able to now, okay, well, some will, some won't. So what? Next. Every call was an opportunity to be better. Understanding that we have to utilize some resources. We have to have some things to fall back on. That's why we have different divisions. You may not be good over in the youth development. Maybe we can put you over in our asset management protection, or we can put you over into our real estate investment part of the company, or maybe you may be good at the video or photography. Okay, so we must make sure that we utilize your strengths and what we call the SWOT analysis. Your strengths, your weaknesses, your opportunities, and how we can make sure that we use you and go ahead and teach us most things. Well, I make sure we have the vision. I tell people all the time, you may have a dream, but when you write it down, you may not understand or at that moment that dream or that vision that you have. But when you write it down, make it plain. You can come back to it and add to it, subtract to it. This is a plan that's been over 20 years. I've been changing it and writing notes. I got notebooks full, but now make it simple. What are the things you need? Each of my divisions have a book so that now I can do, let's start at one, make good at one thing, and move on to the next one strategically. All right. Um, Make sure your health, like I say, staying in shape. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, but not saying, but making sure that you are being, and because I got, like I said, I'm like I turn, I got shows over in San Antonio. But I'm gonna make sure that if you make sure that you're in good health. I don't have to put a substitute in. I don't have to, your workload can be carried by you and not someone else. And we don't have to keep worrying about it. So make sure your health is good. Make sure the image of our country is everything. That's why we have a uniform color. I don't ask you to be, dressed up in suits and ties every day, but we want to make sure that we represent the colors of the red, but the green, making sure that green is the newness. Make sure we understand that green is our primary color. Okay. Understand that we do have the black, the gold, and the red, and sometimes and the white. So we make sure that we're uniform when we have events. We have T-shirts. We have those different things that we're showing uniformity, and also we're showing that we have like I said, when you're in pictures, images, everything. Okay. Like I said, like I said, some of these things will be taught in our youth development program. Posture, the clothing, how you dress. Make sure your teeth are clean. Make sure your hair combed. Make sure you get the sleep out. Make sure you get good sleep and some good exercise. Um, 'Cause I can't have you in no meeting with the presidents of colleges or the mayors and things like that. You fall asleep in meeting. Okay. Okay. But also food. Some food for thought, just on a personal level. Stay organized. Exercise. That's why we're going to put this video together too. Oh, I can't wait to this. But laugh out loud. Vent your feelings when you need to. Try a little joke. Make sure you meditate. That is very important. Like I say, take some time to reflect. And, like I say, most people like this may, get angry and say some things and do some things that they don't really mean. But when you take some time out to reflect, you might realize, you know what? Let me see what I done to make the situation, and you can go right back and have a conversation. And but if you don't know self, if you ain't got yourself together, you can go and say some things and ruin relationships or ruin opportunities. Try a milk bath or Epsom salt bath. Drains the toxin from your body and ease the muscle tension. Okay? You may not be able to afford a masseuse, but when you take them out, just relax. You're like, oh, you feel so much better. Your mind be clear. Do something nice for for someone else. I love being able to put a smile on people's faces. You know, maybe not. It don't have to be financial. Sometimes, like when I cook, my neighbor, I know she's an elderly woman, but when she usually get the meals on wheels, but when she get a home cooked meal, one of them J Brown meals, oh, she be the smile on her face. That's what makes me almost make a tit about Mr. Lolita Brown. And then she also brown too, so I was trying to find out who cousin is. She always asked me all the time. I said, baby, I don't know all the Browns. I don't. I really don't. But make sure we understand nutrition. Um, but also but some of the things we have to include as well. We have to make sure that the um, program that focuses on the LGBT community. Okay, they're one of the most ostracized. Right, we're getting attention to them now, but they're one of the most. Um, uh, when I talk to these young folks and some of the things that they go through, the rejection, the family return, it's just a lot that they go through. But they also are very talented as well. So we want to make sure we have some programming for that, and we have some, like I say, some of our board members, one or two of our board members are from that community, and they can speak on their behalf. But we also want to make sure we have speaking series with special guests, community businessmen and women, and community leaders. We want to make sure that we build that again, the confidence, professionalism, make sure that we understand the personal self care. Um, Understanding that we also want to have a group called the 50 legacy men and women, 50 legacy men and 50 legacy women. and they'll make sure that they're like pretty much like the the committees that pretty much shape the some of the programs that we have. Okay, they go out and speak on our behalf, and those are going to be those strong leaders that we're going to be looking to make sure, whether from the high school and also college um, arena. Um, Make sure we have again artist development. All right, what else we got going on here? But also some of the rules we have to follow. This is going to be the last part of it. Some of the rules that we have to follow is, sometimes we have, as leaders, we also have to be great artist followers. Become we being, sometimes, but hold on, it ain't what you're about. How am I going to follow? Know who you follow. Because when you're following some great, strong people, you become wiser, more capable, and more confident. And you're able to be more. Because you have four type of people. You have individual contributors. You have coordinators. You have spectators, and you have decision makers. I've learned how to be all four. I had to be individual, like I said, the I in certain things and things. I had to coordinate some things to make sure that we all work together. But I also had to spectate and watch and see what the do's and don'ts are. And then I had to make sure now I'm a decision maker. Sometimes I just had to go with what was already done, what was already put together. But those are the type of free people you have to be with. You have to know who you're following, but you have to lead by following somebody. You can't just go up and just start being a leader. You got to follow somebody, but don't follow the wrong person. Um, so you want to follow so you know who they are. Whoever you follow, you want to know who they are, what the values, and what they produce. Okay, what problems or issues they face now and in the future, and so that you can know where you need the help at, where you can be a help at. Like I said, sitting with blame some of the councilmen, I can see some of the uphill battles they may face, but how can I be a solution? I'm not a politician. I'm a community member who sees a chance and opportunity to be an asset or something I can provide to help them out. That's what I'm trying to be. Um, but also reflect on humanity. You make sure you understand and put in check that arrogance and that ego, humbling yourself. Like I said again, coming from Cleveland Heights, you get to a point they don't need some of these programs out in Cleveland Heights or Beechwood or Shaker or Orange. So I had to be come back to the root and say, wait a minute, this is where you're supposed to be. Putting family, friends, and others first builds humbleness. And like I said, understanding that there's some other being able to humble yourself. Like I said, going through the Job season had to humble me again because I got so so satisfied or so content with being in a nice house and having the quiet neighborhood. That I forget that some of those, like I said again, they don't need that out there. It's already cool out there in some cases. You can reach some of them, but the ones that need it the most are the ones you forgot about when you was coming up. Right now, try to see you sit between you sit between King Kennedy, Outway. You got the, well, Mr. Butler always said you got communities right across the street here. They need help. Right in the center row or build where you're planted at. All right. Don't be self-centered. You have to be, have a passion and the right purpose. You have to give up some things. You have to, daily idols, alcohol, tobacco, food, and drugs, and even sex sometimes. Because you have to be an example. Now, let me tell you like that. Now, I always say this. As in, like I say, I am a minister and all that good stuff. But what you do in the privacy of your own home is your home. But when it starts to reflect on our business, then we have a problem. So I did have to give, I know, but moderation, understanding that you can't come up and don't be coming to the meetings drunk. Don't be coming up in here letting your personal. But if you have some personal issues or whatever let us work as a family to correct it. Because we don't, what I'm saying, we don't want to lose none of them. Like I said, I didn't do that. Whew, I lost my son to a fentanyl. Yes, yeah. Like I said, being around some again. So I know um, that some of those things can spill over into our business. If you ain't about my business, get about my business because New Legacy is my business. All right. Um, oh, I'm sorry. My bad, John. I'm sorry. I get emotional about that. But how do you want your legacy to be remembered? When you see my email, it always says, "What is your legacy?" But also grace and honor. But others with your words. Give grace and honor. Give people praise for their talent. Like I said, I've had some people that I've, maybe had an argument with. But let me put that to the side. I know your talent, your gift. Let me, let's get back to utilizing that because you need it. Your service is needed. Like I said, I don't fall out with too many people. I don't know I have too many enemies. If I do, please speak now, forever hold peace. No, but like I say, I can overlook some of the flaws and go to the talent because I might be that person who can give you something else to do, something positive, instead of being stuck in, like I say again, those four walls of mental, maybe mentally. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I haven't had the chance to travel, many places. But some people just have never been outside of the four walls of Cleveland. But all I'm saying is there's a chance and opportunity to give someone else life through your words. Use your words that uplift and not degrade others. And do whatever it takes to make people believe in themselves. All people are winners. I know that's hard to believe sometimes. But yes, like I say, I had to switch the way I talk to people. I had to switch my conversation to find out that some of these roses are growing from concrete. Some of these gems are right in front of us, and we pass over them because they may not dress the way we want them to dress. But let your words enrich the receivers, be the ambassadors from your caring heart and and the worth your worthfulness of your soul. Bring the grace and honor that blesses both the receiver and the sender. Acknowledge the contributions of others. Those are important words there. But also, as we talk about being a father, we also have to be a student. Take time to learn about yourself and your higher purpose. Rest and restore the mind, the body, and the soul. Learning is a personal contact sport. No spectators are allowed. After each meeting, we will take 10 minutes to identify the things you learned. This will help you be more effective in the next meeting. Make sure we focus. Understand there's a process, how we work together, how the meetings are structured, how the meetings are facilitated, and the contents of the meeting. Deep conversations and new membership questions. What is the most surprising thing you learned this year? Those are some of the things that you have to have thought-provoking questions. But also honor your relationships. Like I said again, be a learner. Would you talk to your mother or father the way that you speak to them now? Like I said, your mother, if you're watching this, again, I do apologize, but I was mad. You shook a chord. But like I said, I lived my life honoring my mother and my father so that my days can be longer upon earth. I'm surprised. Like I said, it must not have been that bad because I'm still on earth. Mama ain't killed me, but it's being able to make sure that you how you treat your parents, things of that nature are must be consistent because like I say, they can make or break you. Be an instrument for others to have their soul grow, their spiritual growth. Your words, like I say again, can kill a dream or spark that mind that may make the change. Okay, coach others to grow their soul, their spiritual side. Grow and gain a more fulfilling life. Help ordinary people reach extraordinary goals. Trainees are like the children, especially when, like I say, when like Miss Davis. I always say you're like my son because I'm teaching you some stuff that my father sat down and taught me. You know, oh, how he gonna listen? It ain't about the title because someday all of them we have to learn or be educating, appreciating, and empowering each other in so many ways. Um, and also we have to make sure we don't suffer from tunnel vision. Also, being able to keep your commitments. What do you stand for? Help others realize their commitment and train them how to speak their minds and tell the truth. My mother always said, when we don't want y'all in here, listen, speak your mind. I don't care if you have to cuss. Speak your mind. But don't let it bottle up because you might explode and it might hurt the wrong person. But you have respect. Put some respect on it. We're so anxious to work together to achieve the goals that we set. Open and close each meeting with a prayer. I'm gonna make sure I close it, not gonna forget. But make sure we have integrity, fairness, we have fun, and social responsibility. Power to search out the facts. Because don't be, sitting here talking about know what you're talking about. Just make sure you know the facts. Um, you have permission to tell anybody the truth. It ain't like I said, it ain't what you say, it's how you say it. Sometimes some people can take the strong criticism. Some people can't. They ain't used to, somebody coming in there, with that. Like me, I'm very open to, saying, but don't holler. Don't really holler and scream. All right. But then still, we can definitely, um, listen to some of the issues that may come about. But also just tell the truth. Contribute to the group's higher purpose. People will watch you and emulate what you do, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Always deliver your best. When you deliver less than your best, you deliver damaged, inferior goods with your name on it, with your team's name on it. The lack of focus, not the lack of motivation, makes people suffer. I work, like I said, I'm a competitor. So I work for, like I said, playing football all in the years, being a coach. I work for bragging rights because I want to make sure people know we look good. You see how, you see what we accomplished together, but not bragging rights in the part of it being egotistic or being, shallow or not considerate of the feelings of others. But also, like I said, some things that in my life I used to keep closed, like being foster kid. That word foster. We ain't foster kid, foster. Now I'm able to speak on that, not knowing who may have been through the same situation, who may have been may have someone who's going through that situation right now. How I can be, how my experience can help them get through theirs at this moment. So man, be an open book. Let your private words and actions reflect who you really are. Make certain your private testimony reflect who you are. So not you don't get to tell all your business, but be able to relate and engage the audience. Like I said, I want to go to Applewood. Applewood was very an intricate part of my life, and also Belfair. So those are two places that I definitely want to go and do some motivational speaking because I can speak to them and also be a motivation to them as well. So that I can tell my story, and it may be encouraging to them, so they can also, like I said, sometimes you want to kind of but they say take the meat and throw away the bone because that meat will get you more nutrients than the bone would. There's only dogs that eat bones, but also give them a chance and opportunity to not make some of the mistakes I've made, but also, kind of see the product of someone who has gone through that same situation. Um, Build a community of people dedicated to achieving a higher purpose. How would you describe yourself? I would describe myself as a person who can motivate, who can show show you better. Like I said, we can talk about stuff all day, but now I'm the type of person that listen to the issue, get out there and put the boot to the ground and make it happen. Um, and also, like I said, making sure you have your future goals. All right, these are some of the things that we as leaders on our executive board have to make sure we put in place. These are some of the things I have learned over the last 20 years. Some of the things that's been passed down to me. Some of the things that I even had to put in there myself. But one thing I didn't lose is the faith in myself to understand that I am somebody. I have a dream. I have goals, but I also know that I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. But I can also do all things, but I can't do them all by myself. I need a team of young men and women who are going to be dedicated and committed to making sure we make a difference in this community. Once again, my name is Jasmine Brown. I'm going to go ahead and pray us out. Lord Heavenly Father, I thank you for this day, for you are worthy of all glory, praise, and honor. If it had not been for you and the mighty things you've done for me, I would not be here. I actually bless my mind, my body, and my soul to be better today than I was yesterday, striving for tomorrow. Actually, please put your loving arms of protection around me and those who may need that special attention. Actually, please bless the minds of those who are doing the things that need to be done to make a change in their community. Also, please bless those who are in leadership, who are trying to make a difference and be a servant to the people. Actually, bless the community members, those who may not yet know what the dreams are, those who may be stagnant, but those who may need your special attention. Lord, bless them with someone who can spark that conversation or spark that fire or that flame in them to get out and do more. Bless the sick and shut in, those who may not have the activities of their limbs, but also bless those who are getting ready to join this board of directors to do your will and not our own. All these blessings I ask in the precious name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen, and it shall be. Ladies and gentlemen, this is New Legacy Group LLC. See you soon.